So let's talk about some advice and some ways that we can be able to change between the chords as quickly and as efficiently as possible. You may have overcome the first challenge, which is being able to play a chord on its own and strum. You may even be able to play one chord and strum with a different rhythm, for example. But you're probably finding it difficult changing between chords. So there's two things I recommend. The first being that we take a look at our left hand and we see which finger we're going to be leading with. For this, we choose a finger that is close to the position of the next chord. So, for example, in a C major, when we're changing to a G, the first finger that we're going to place down is our middle finger on the 3rd fret here. So, we take a look at the finger that we're going to be leading with and we practice that movement first. Like this. Strum down softly, slowly, and then slowly move your first finger to the 3rd fret where it's ready. And practice that movement. Isolate that on its own. You might find that your little finger's flying around and you might find that your hand doesn't feel like it's got enough strength here. So we're always anchoring our thumb on the back of the neck here to maintain enough strength so that we can move our fingers necessarily. So, the second suggestion is to take a look at if there are any fingers placed down in a chord that are not going to move in the chord that we're moving to. So, for example, a D chord, our 3rd finger's on the 3rd fret of the B string. If we're going to a G chord, it's important not to remove this finger because this finger is going to remain in the same place. Again, we're leading with our middle finger here over to the 3rd fret of the E string. Between a D and a G, once you've got this movement, with the middle finger reaching over, at least 2 of your fingers are already in the correct position. All that's left is for your little finger to be placed on the 3rd fret of the E string, and your first finger to follow the middle finger over here and be placed on the 2nd fret of the A string for a G. So, to practice this slowly, strum, or you can even isolate the left hand. I often suggest that isolating a hand and practicing that on its own is the best thing to do before you bring the other hand in. So, with your middle finger, gently reach it over to fret 3 of the E string and place your little finger down and then your first finger down. With your thumb anchoring on the back, it's crucial because it should give you enough support and strength to keep your 3rd finger in the same place without too much trouble. The last thing I recommend for muscle memory, an extra bonus tip, is to remove your hand from the guitar and place it on the top of the headstock, here, the top of the head of the guitar. Then, see if you can move back to the chord you were playing previously. The idea is not to hold the chord down for too long. A lot of people tend to press down, often causing pain in their fingers. That's not useful here. It's not about how much strength you can put down on the neck in order to hold the chord. It's about endurance, how long you can hold the chord for. And to do that, just enough pressure that you can hear the notes. Then, once you feel confident with it, 10 seconds or so, remove your hand and place it on the headstock for 10 seconds. Then try to move to the next chord that you're going to be changing to. Slowly you're going to be developing muscle memory in your fingers that will help you remember where the position of that chord is and where the fingers are placed. That combined with the technique of leading with a finger. Here for an F major, down. These three techniques combined will allow you to be able to change between the chords seamlessly if practiced slowly.